Hi everyone, my name is Jung Hao, and I'm really happy to be here to have this opportunity to present our work on evaluating and personalizing user-perceived quality of text-to-speech voices for delivering mindfulness meditation with different physical embodiments. This work is done with my co-authors at Professor Manuel Tarek's USC Interaction Lab. Before we dive into the details of the project, I first would like to discuss more about the motivation behind this work. Mindfulness cognitive therapies have been shown to be effective in reducing stress, anxiety, and depression. The practice of mindfulness requires self-discipline, making adherence challenging. In-person guided mindfulness practice reinforces adherence and efficacy, but accessibility and affordability of in-person sessions with human therapists are not scalable. To expand access, past work has studied technology-based methods for administering mindfulness practice, such as mobile applications, conversational agents, and socially assisted robots. Such methods largely used pre-recorded guided meditation scripts and therefore offer limited or no real-time support or feedback to the user. In contrast, text-to-speech TTS voices can be amended and synthesized in real time, allowing for personalization of content based on each user's needs. Therefore, to enable better technology-based mindfulness therapies, high-quality synthesized TTS voices are needed to deliver mindfulness guidance with level of quality and efficacy approaching human therapists in different physically embodied settings. However, based on our literature review of prior work, we found that the user-perceived quality of state-of-the-art TTS voices has not yet been evaluated for administering mindfulness meditation, which requires emotional expressiveness. In addition, work has not yet been done to study the effect of physical embodiment and personalization on the user-perceived quality of TTS voices for mindfulness. To this end, we designed a two-phase human subject study. In phase 1, an online mechanical Turk between subject study evaluated 3 state-of-the-art TTS voices with 2 human therapists' voice in 3 different physical embodiment settings with remote participants. Building on findings from phase 1, in phase 2, and in person within subject study, we used a novel framework we developed for personalizing TTS voices based on user preferences and evaluated user-perceived quality compared to best-rated non-personalized voices from phase 1. These are the 3 hypotheses of this study. We first hypothesized that users will rate text-to-speech voices lower than the best human therapist voice in the context of mindfulness meditation. And then we also believed that users will rate the same TTS voice differently, depending on the embodiment. Finally, we also hypothesized that users will rate user-personalized TTS voices higher compared to the non-personalized TTS voices. As a result, we concluded 4 main findings. The first finding is that we found the human feminine therapist voice was rated highest across all physical embodiments, and it was rated higher than all the TTS voices. While past studies have shown TTS voices are highly effective in the context of reading, our findings for the mindfulness context indicate that TTS voices may not perform as well in those untested application domains, highlighting the need for evaluation in these more novel application domains. The second major finding of this work is that the feminine TTS voice had a significantly lower rating in the socially assistive robot condition than in the no agents and conversational agent conditions. This is somewhat surprising because we expected the computer synthesized TTS voice to align better with the robot's physical embodiments than the other voice options, and therefore to receive higher ratings of the user-perceived voice quality. We found the opposite to be the case. In our qualitative data analysis, participants reported that the TTS voice sounded too robotic and motionless, Interestingly, in other TTS conditions, participants rarely mention the words robotic. This finding suggests that the alignment between the robot embodiment and voice may help to remind and amplify the user's dislike of the artificial sounds of a TTS voice. Furthermore, the third main finding is that personalization could be a simple and very effective tool to improve the user-perceived quality of TTS voices. In all three physical embodiment conditions, by allowing the participants to fine-tune voice features, the user-personalized voice condition consistently outperformed the best-rated TTS voices from phase 1. Finally, our last finding is that users may have very different voice expectations and preferences for the mindfulness context due to diverse user backgrounds and past experiences. So the one voice fits all approach does not really work well with user personalized voices. In addition, personalizing features for TTS voices may serve as a simple participatory design step so that users can develop a sense of ownership of a TTS voice and have more realistic expectations of human synthesized TTS voices. Thank you for listening. More details can be found in our paper.